Look, I know you're probably failing chemistry and not to hurt your feelings, but I'm only going to get this one chance. Something's wrong, I can feel it. Just a feeling I've got, like I should teach you chemical reactions, but I don't know which. If you don't know what you need to know, you should listen. Just listen. And since I am as brilliant as they say, I'm not sparing any lessons. He is just what the students needed.
I'm beginning to feel like a chem god. Equations done so perfectly make you whipsawed. I'll teach you with ease, so chins up and grins on. They said I'm over the top and call me Big Shot. But for me to be that kind of extra must mean I'm extreme. There's no debate that I need praise, and I master chemical equation. No doubts the law of conservation. New chemicals are always made with the same number of atoms calculated, even if the mix of precipitated is
solid.
Still equal in summation. If you have too much of one element, you balance out that equation.
Coefficient.
That sciencey highly spelling number. Gotta go please on less than a 3 or maybe OG. See as you please, that teaches disease as sin. That's 10 bonds evenly to see. Yep, you agree with the fact that subscription of atomic numbering and always meaning that the thread is equal arranged differently. You'll see though. Do the math and do list of the mass splitting compounds in half, and the arrows point to the product itself, so the pragmatics is having sins. You really need to know for the stop yield signs, please it has catalyst, letters S, L, and G, so state snake Q, that means acquiesce. It actually will rationally click when you have to be mastering equations to rap the chorus.
I'm beginning to feel like a chem god. Equations done so perfectly make you whipsawed. I'll teach you with ease, so chins up and grins on. Now we go to our next lesson, it's a big part. You're waiting for the smart guy to show reactions and tell them part with my chem song. Starting classification of reactions, that's combination. Elements combined in mass is creation of a new kind of substance, and molecules capture equation.
Whoa.
Decomposition is straight separation. Bonds are breaking when the molecules are energized, like these bars from the reagent. Break up energies, eclectic, electric, or light, or heat then. And you can't see your need for this power chemist to be the best in. Feeding the brain so much, gonna burn it up, so I must now fuel the combustion. And that means light and heat are reactions, coming with combustion reactions. Hydrocarbons, the fuel must burn to the H&C, making sports cars run. The oxygen is necessitated. It's the one true key part of when a Ford starts up. And my bars on flames are done. I send too much smoke far up.
Why talk flames when we can supersede that with replacement?
Only one atom trade can be done, only one piece of the puzzle, switched up atom trade. One element will get exchanged and is swapped into place like ball and cups atom trade. Oh, please, you will need know this series atom trade. Reactivity of metals and halogens, Hammond activity, series atom trade. See total trade, double means atom trade. Cations, doubly displaced atom trade. Product oxygen precipitates, or maybe you change into a gas or water made atom trade. Basically, trade your P-brain and you'll be capable of knowledge to get and make atom trade, because I'm beginning to feel like a chem god. Equations done so perfectly make you whipsawed. The longest lesson is phase 3, which I must impart. You're reeling as you hear in my science hip-hop. Cations, when they dissolved, AQ reactions we end on. So start with net ionic equations of Satan inundating. Don't count and don't be placing precipitated ions in your net equation. You solve for precipitating, that's the solid mass made when the solutions react. It's not that heinous. Leaving out ion spectating, sure it's a net equation, but there's no catch, it's just short notation. Spectator ions don't do much better writing to the complete equation, but hey, complete and net equations are uniquely related, and they show ions dissociated, and you gotta put charge in the upper right binds, cause water dissolves ion compounds to acquiate them, and
that's fine, so I can analyze precipitates with my mind, knowing what a soluble in breaks right up like swimmers getting caught in this rip tide to take the rules, or maybe tools for guessing it precise with the rule of solubility. That's right, for once that soluble account is also about the light nitrating chloride. Flip side has sulfide, it's hydroxides. They take a lot to break up like my rhyme, so pay attention it up right and ready up because it's class time. Open your textbooks, table 11.3. Analyze to know which compounds been activated. You don't fall behind, you don't carbonate. The phosphates are dissolving in no time.
But I threw through the track too fast, now I must go back to part 1. Rewind. Part 1 dug from the grave in my cranial basement. On all of the bones with skeleton equations, and they're just unbalanced. No coefficients, your basis of equating all of your calculations. They're unladen but formulaic, and for the chemical equation to be complete, coefficients will need to be wrote in the right ratio. You know that the catalyst show the yield sign below, and delta means energy is emitted. Gee golly, you forgot the catalyst part of how they're helping speed reactions. Now it seems my grid and my needed for speed have grown out of shape. Hey Sam, change your pace, dude. Lyrics coming at you at supersonic speed. Tell me what I gotta say to show it to you. Write a stain finally relate that you can't dissipate, precipitate, or vindicate and be created matter. Cause unlike a rap and Hayden, you're equating me to making verbal power play. I'm fully power driving like it's happy hour, proving that I'm brilliantly exceptional and tactical like Eisenhower in its hour. Never learn or get more lost and out of towers. Plus on our powerhouse with accolades to make you cower. Cause I feel empowered when I'm spinning sour. I create astounding music. You be clowning around like stooges. Oh, not so fast, please, cause I rap too quick and now you ask how I do it. I choose which which words I fuse. Verbal synthesis is what I'm using to bind science with rhyme, like when nitrogen and lead are fusing.
How you know your reactions like that? How you tell by formulas?
Let me know when you afford enough time to see that your logic of Orient porous. I sorely now resort to recording up whatever you roaring as I inform you of how if you learn to thus this, your thoughts will sync up when I'm destroying this. You'll call it iconic. I spin words like hurricanes, it's cyclonic. Lyric are charged, it's ionic. And given regard to my skills enough to the merits I've won, I don't regret how I've been blazing to net ionic equations. Instead, I repeat this cadence, but hey, the lesson's moving to the next. I'm rubbing the textbook buttercup starts from that part too. Set your marks, start the racing. Lyrical secretariat, you bet I'm 30 paced, leading with my lessons. Set to leave the old pages. I'll put some of my energy to stoichiometry, and then you'll see clearly that we need to know converting to the message you really should get the pieces, the more ratios, and answer it easily. I know you have the ability, B. Remember, convert to desired units for molarity. The pressure to learn is getting dire, because without this knowledge, the future is scary. But don't get dragged, your baronies. As soon as you're faring well enough to recall all I've told, then you have the clarity to carry on, and eventually move to declaring your problems resolved. Be a chemist? Think not. Why be a chemist? You could be a god.